Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo and today is Tuesday, December 24th, 2019. Let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness.
Ho, ho, ho.
Sustained success in life and business is rare. Not everyone can be Apple. Remember those dumbass Nextel phones? How's that working out for Nextel now? Well, being successful isn't just about what's now. It's about knowing what's next. It's about adapting and changing to fit the climate. It's Darwinism at work right in front of our faces. I hope Andre Ferguson is paying attention because nobody wants to be Nextel. Sustained growth means knowing what's next, then anticipating the change before it happens. So if he wants to extend his title run into year number 3, I hope his eyes are open because change waits for no one.
Ho, ho, ho.
I've heard the expression that lightning never strikes the same place twice. But in all my years on this planet, and believe me, they're starting to add up now, I've never heard anyone say anything about lightning striking 2 different places 6 months apart that leave similar trails of scorched earth behind them. But I guess that's where we are with the bikini division right now, with Isa Pecini heading into the Arnold Classic. The new Olympia champ is heading into Columbus, where she'll defend her crown for the first time against a tremendous group of athletes, including last year's winner, Janet Laing. History tells us that the Olympia champ never loses the Bikini International, so if history holds serve, expect to hear a whole lot of thunder coming from that arena.
Ho, ho, ho.
To me, the subplots and the storylines are one of the things that make the industry so interesting now. Let's take the women's physique division as an example. Natalia Coelho is coming back to defend her Physique International title this year. She's 23 years old, one of the most talented athletes in the division, and a defending champ. But she is coming out of a 3rd place finish at the Olympia, where she placed 1 spot behind Sarah Villegas, who's also competing in Columbus. This makes for an interesting subplot. The casual fan looks at the lineup and immediately says Natalia runs away with this thing hands down. But I think that's premature. Not only does she have to get past Sarah Villegas, she also has to hold off Dani Castilla, who's a former champ in her own right. So once again, the plot thickens. There's a ton of time between now and March, but this is one storyline I think we should be keeping an eye on.
Ho, ho, ho.
And finally, I want to close out today's show with a hypothetical question. Do you guys still think we should be using wins and Olympia titles as a metric for how we evaluate the greatness of an athlete? Well, part of me is starting to think this is an antiquated concept. Take someone like Kai Green, for example. Does the fact that he's never won an Olympia mean that he isn't better than Steve Reeves, say? Kai's always been a lightning rod, so I'm sure people are all up in arms right now. So here's another example. When he retired, Kevin Levrone had 23 career wins, which made him the first all time. But does that mean that his career was somehow less great than Chris Dickerson, who won the '82 Olympia? Do you see what I'm getting at here? Wins and titles might be easily quantifiable, but that doesn't make them good measuring sticks. It just makes them things that you can count, and it makes the argument reductive. Curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Tell us in the comments below.
Ho, ho, ho.
And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And have a very Merry Christmas.